We just got the trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and just when you thought that was the end of the story, we actually got a new interview with the producer of the video game itself. That's right, Jun, I think it's probably pronounced June. Furutani talked with IGN, and he didn't divulge a whole lot of new info, but we did get a little bit, so I'll just read what he says here verbatim. He says, what was interesting to see with Sparking Zero was the effect on the environment. When Goku is charging his ki, you have a little bit of wind picking up, which we did see that in the trailer. So that doesn't mean that was just a pre-rendered cutscene they did specifically for the trailer. That's actually in-game footage, just like it said on the trailer in the bottom right corner. And that animation will play whenever you press the button to turn into a Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue in the game. He goes on to say, when someone crashes through a boulder or a building after an attack, it's happening in real time. We'll be using Unreal Engine 5, so the graphics are just that more real and immersive, and that is super important. Like I was saying, the Budokai Tenkaichi games really prided themselves on destroying the environment and having destructible environment like buildings and things like that, so that's really cool that they're bringing that back. And it says here that he drew inspiration from his time observing how players in Dragon Ball FighterZ esports scene enjoyed recreating iconic battles from the anime to ensure players could relish in an identical experience with Sparking Zero. He says Sparking Zero is different than Dragon Ball FighterZ, Xenoverse, and Kakarot. FighterZ was created with intentions on esports with 2D fighting. Kakarot, of course, as everybody knows, is about experiencing the story. Xenoverse had players go in as an avatar into the world. The focus here is to push the limits of how much a player can completely immerse themselves into the world and how intensely we can make that happen. So of course what that means is, yes, that's right, there is not going to be a custom character, there's not going to be a very in-depth story mode like Kakarot had. I believe I talked about that in the breakdown for the trailer. They're not showing off the story. You're going to get something similar to Budokai Tenkaichi 3. They're going to have levels, they're going to throw you into the fight, and you're going to fight your butt off. Of course, they'll give you a rundown on the story, but it's not going to be like Kakarot level. The article goes on to talk about why the game was not titled Budokai Tenkaichi 4, and that's because they're going to just go ahead and keep the sparking name of the Japanese title. So it is literally Budokai Tenkaichi 4. It's not called Budokai Tenkaichi 4 because, as everybody knows, in Japan it was called Sparking, in America it was localized as Budokai Tenkaichi, and I think probably in other regions. So they're just keeping the name Sparking this time around. It is the fourth entry in what us Western fans know as the Budokai Tenkaichi series, but it is just using the Japanese title. And it says, although the title Zero tends to indicate a game ostensibly serving as a prequel entry in the ongoing game series, that isn't the case with Sparking Zero. Rather, the name is meant to embody the game being as an accessible starting point for longtime fans and newcomers alike. Obviously, what this means is that they're telling you, yes, you can play the game if you never played Budokai Tenkaichi, and if you play the game for a long time, here's your Sparking video game, so they're kind of trying to feed both new fans and old fans. That makes sense. Although I think most fans nowadays would not really... I guess that's the same philosophy they had with Mortal Kombat 1. They said Mortal Kombat 1 is a new universe, a new jumping on point, but old fans could come in and see how things have changed. Obviously, this isn't a reboot. This is still going to rehash Dragon Ball, but I understand what they're going for. And then the interviewer here actually said despite his best efforts, he wasn't able to get Furutani to spill the senzu beans about the game's roster size, or more importantly, the series' beloved loading screen minigames. However, Furutani did beckon fans to look forward to more details in the future and expect a robust game, and that's robust game in quotes, when Sparking Zero releases on Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 5, and Steam. So, let's go over what this means. This means that this is Budokai Tenkaichi 4, aka Sparking Zero, through, everything. This is not going to be a Raging Blast or a Xenoverse or anything like that. They know what they're aiming for. They know what they're trying to do. They are making a sequel to the Budokai Tenkaichi series, and they're going to honor that and pay very close attention to how they construct the game. Now, this is my question. Xenoverse, that's all a what-if scenario, but they don't go far enough. It's just like time travel stuff. You get some cool stuff like Super Saiyan Bardock, obviously inspired from Dragon Ball Online and things like that. But you know, you had Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and it was so loved. I remember I really liked it for its what-if scenarios. I think that somebody should get some interview going and talk to this guy and say, hey, what about what-if scenarios? Are those going to be coming back? That's what I'm really interested in. We haven't really gotten some very interesting what-if scenarios in video games for Dragon Ball in a while. Of course, that's not counting Dragon Ball Heroes or Dragon Ball Heroes-inspired games like Xenoverse. Though Xenoverse still doesn't go far enough. I mean, we don't have a Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 in Xenoverse. So let's just go ahead and think and wonder, are we going to get What If in Dragon Ball? Sparking Zero, we should, because like I said, I suspect it being a sequel to the Budokai Tenkaichi series, it'll probably be laid out the same way, where you have a menu, you select your sagas, and then you select your battles. It plays a short cutscene, and then it throws you into the battle. I think we'll definitely have another menu for the What If sagas, just like in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and what did you think of all this new info that they just dumped on us right after they revealed the trailer a couple days ago. Are you excited for this entry? What am I saying? Of course you are. Make sure to like, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all things Dragon Ball. Oh, and Cell and Frieza are in Fortnite. Peace off.